Dawn in the digital habitat. A consumer is arranging a loan. The collateral, one burrito with chips, $31, split into 4 easy payments. The consumer closes the deal and feels, in this moment, like a financier. The species, Homo Spendens, the consuming human, toolmaker, dreamer, and the only animal that borrows money for lunch. In 2025, a delivery company partnered with a lender called Klarna. 87,000 herd members shared a joke about it. The company protested. The loans, it said, were meant for televisions and headphones. The herd kept financing burritos anyway. But hold the laughter. The burrito is not the strange part of this story. The strange part is what happens to these little loans after the checkout. Because after the checkout, they vanish. Not the debt. The debt is quite real. What vanishes is anyone's ability to see it. This film observes the consumer's fastest-growing feeding behavior. 4 payments, no interest, and a $700 billion shadow. First, observe the mechanism. In the wild, a price is a wall. Some consumers can pass it, some cannot. The lure appears at the checkout, precisely where the wall stands. A small button. It says 4 payments of $10. $40 is a wall. $10 is a step. The button turns walls into steps. Nothing else has changed. The first payment leaves immediately. The rest follow every 2 weeks, drawn automatically from the consumer's account like a quiet tide. There is no interest, no real credit check. Approval takes seconds. The species calls this frictionless. So does the anglerfish. Watch a specimen at the watering hole. The card says $120. It hesitates. An ancient, healthy reflex. The button glows. $30, it says, 4 times. The hesitation dissolves. The reflex is bypassed entirely. Retailers report the herd buys more and abandons fewer carts when the button is present. This is why the button is everywhere. The consumer has paid nothing extra. The lender charged no interest. A reasonable specimen might ask, then who is paying for this? Someone is always paying. In this habitat, it is rarely who you think. Follow the money upstream. When the consumer splits a $100 purchase, the shop does not receive $100. The lender takes a cut first, between 2 and 8% of the sale, roughly double what credit cards charge the shop. The shop pays it gladly. A consumer with 4 small payments buys more than a consumer with 1 large one. So the shop sells more, the button glows brighter, and the lender collects its fee from every press. The shop pays for the consumer's 0%. The herd's bigger carts quietly pay the shop back. A tidy ecosystem. Shop, lender, consumer, all fed. Though the lender, we shall see, keeps a second food source in reserve. But first, observe our specimen more closely. The burrito loan was not its only loan, nor its second, nor its third. 6 in 10 users of these services carry several loans at once. The behavior has a name: stacking. And stacking is where the habitat begins to tilt. A credit card, whatever its sins, keeps a single ledger. 1 balance, 1 statement, 1 unpleasant number, visible in 1 place. The stack is different. Each loan lives in its own app, with its own schedule, its own date, its own automatic withdrawal. A specimen with 6 loans is not managing 1 debt. It's managing 6 separate payment streams from 6 separate hunters. 56% of the young herd admits it cannot reliably track when the payments land. The apps do not remind each other. Observe the specimen on a Tuesday. 4 withdrawals strike at once: sneakers, skincare, a jacket, and the burrito, long since digested. Its account, like a small pond in dry season, is suddenly lower than the creature remembered. No single loan did this. Each was small, polite, interest-free. The stack did this. Stacks are how avalanches work. Here the reasonable specimen asks again, surely someone is counting all of this. A bank, a bureau, a regulator with a clipboard. In most credit systems, every meaningful debt is reported to a bureau, a registry other lenders check before feeding. These loans for years were not. And here our story leaves the check out and enters the fog. An economist at a large bank, Tim Quinlan, went looking for this debt in the official numbers. He found a hole. The loans were everywhere, in the apps, in the carts, in the herd's holiday spending, but in the data, nothing. He gave the hole a name, phantom debt. A phantom is a ghost. Money truly owed that no record anywhere can see. By 2024, estimates put the phantom at $700 billion. The shadow from our opening scene. Recall the vanishing burrito. The loan was real, the chips were real, but no bureau recorded it, and no lender could see it. So a bank assessing the specimen for a car loan sees a clean, calm creature. The 6 hunters are invisible. The specimen itself often cannot see the whole either. There is no single ledger, only 6 apps, each showing one slice. Only recently did the largest lenders begin reporting, one of them a firm sharing full records with a bureau in 2025. The fog, in other words, is only now beginning to lift. The debts accumulated inside it remain, and it is in fog, every documentary will tell you, that predators do their finest work. Return to the lender's second food source. The late fee, a small penalty for a payment that does not arrive on time. In 2021, more than $1 in every 8 these lenders earned came from late fees. Not an accident, a crop. Last year, 41% of these borrowers paid late at least once. The year before, 34%. The crop is growing. The mechanism is elegant. No interest was ever charged, so the borrowing felt safe. The fee arrives only when the stack slips, and the stack, as we have seen, is built to slip. 6 due dates. No reminders between apps. A shallow pond. Some late payments now travel further. As the bureaus begin to see these loans, a missed burrito can follow a specimen for years. It can surface later during the great migrations, the car, the apartment, the mortgage. A creature that financed lunch at 23 may find itself explaining that lunch, awkwardly, to a mortgage officer at 31. The lenders did not plan cruelty. They planned bigger carts. The cruelty is simply what bigger carts look like downstream, in the fog. Which raises the film's final question, what kind of specimen is all this quietly breeding? The youngest adults of the species, the herd born after 1996, are the most studied and the most exposed. This year, nearly half of them plan to use these loans for large purchases. A third, for groceries and fuel. A third of the young herd is financing food in installments. Some sentences deserve to be said twice. In the wild, no creature takes on debt for berries it will eat today. The consumer has innovated here as well. The average American specimen already carries around $22,000 of personal debt, before any phantom is counted. And most adults with debts report feeding the debts first. Before the winter stores, before the hoard, before the future. These are the compounding years. Money planted now grows for 4 decades. Money owed now does the same, in reverse. A specimen that spends its 20s feeding 6 hunters' plants, nothing. Its winter is being decided at checkout, not by catastrophe, by burritos, by sneakers, by 4 easy payments arriving forever, 2 weeks at a time. The trap was never the size of the loans, it was the number of them and the silence. Evening. In the digital habitat. Our specimen's phone glows once more. The 4th payment on the burrito has cleared. It is free. It has, the record shows, already opened 2 more loans this week. A blanket, concert tickets. Both felt small, both were. That is the phantom's real genius. No single moment ever feels like the mistake. There is no mistake to point to. Only 1,000 small steps, each one turning a wall into a stair, each stair descending very slightly. The regulators are arriving slowly with clipboards. The bureaus are switching on the lights. The fog is thinning, year by year. The species will adapt. It always does. It survived the credit card, the payday storefront, the loan against its own den. Mostly. And if this specimen, hopeful at the checkout, startled on Tuesdays, seems familiar, it should. It is not a fool, it is an optimist, in a habitat built by professionals who study optimism for a living. Homo spendens. It will be fine, probably. Next, we observe a quieter predator, one that asks for only $4 a month and never, ever leaves.